Hello, my sewing friends. Merry Christmas. This is Vlogmas Day 24. I'm Jen, and clearly this isn't my sewing room. This is the car where I'm sitting because I have a lot of people inside the house, and I just got back from a shopping trip for incidentals, groceries that I'm going to need for tomorrow because I'm doing the bulk of the cooking. I wanted to just check in with you and let you know I have not forgotten about you. I have been traveling, and I've also been taking care of a baby since I've been here. So we were the last ones to arrive. It's a 2-day trip. We go halfway, stop, spend the night, and then go the rest of the way. Before I get into all of that, let me tell you about the sewing I've been doing. I had a lot of things that I accomplished before I came up. I was done with bowl cozies, and then I realized I had some cat fabrics, a couple of fat quarters, and I have an absolute cat fanatic daughter. So even though I didn't want to, I used up the rest of the wrap and zap batting that is made to go in the microwave. And I whipped those up. You know, it was like, all right, let's just get them done. So I did those. I did this key fob, which is a scrunchie and really helpful. All I had was a swivel hook, so I didn't have the hardware to do it traditionally. So I went ahead and did it this way, and it's fine. It works great when I'm not wearing pockets on my wrist. So I did that. And let's see, I made a t-shirt for the same cat daughter. And I made 2 flannel blankets for my grandson. And the blanket that I finished that was made from the woven flannel with the kind of a velour backing, I did what you all suggested. First of all, I blocked out the flannel by starching it. And then I used Robin from Robin's Love of Sewing, her Glad Press and Seal method, and it worked like a charm. So got those done. I think that's about all the sewing I did. If I think of anything else, I'll tell you. But oh, the other thing, the other sewing thing, now that I think about it, let me take this off, was a pacifier leash that I finished just before I left to go shopping. And I hand sewed it because my mom has a fantastic Bernina, but it's in a room where we have people staying. My daughter and my son-in-law who have the baby, they're staying in there, and the cabinet that it's on top of has been shoved over to the corner. So can't really use it, but I have 2 clips, and I hand sewed one of the pacifier leashes. And then I thought maybe I thought this is taking way too long. So I decided I think I'm going to try and pull that machine out just for the 10 minutes it's going to take me to make the other pacifier leash. But I really want to get that done for him.
Okay, here's how you make a pacifier leash. You have a bolt of ribbon here, or reel of ribbon. And you don't want these to be too long because you don't want a strangling hazard, a choking hazard for the baby. So you want to make sure and make them only maybe, how long is that? About 5 inches long. And give yourself a little bit of extra because you're going to need to put the Velcro on the ends. And you're also going to need to fold both ends back, basically. Okay, so I want about that much. I'm just going to cut it right there. So here's my ribbon, and you need a mitten clip. And this is how it attaches to the baby. It's just, it's the old-fashioned kind where you can clip your mittens to this and clip this to yourself, and you don't lose your mittens. Anyway, that's what it's called. So, okay, slide this in like this on one end, and go about 1 inch in, and then you want to stitch this end, and that's just a basting stitch, so you don't even have to backstitch. You just want to hold it down. If you wanted to pin it, you could do that too, but I like to baste it. So there's that. And the next thing I'm going to do is take some Velcro, and I am going to got about 1 inch, maybe a little less than 1 inch. I got this at Dollar Tree. You can get spools of it. Okay, about 1 inch, not more than 1 inch really. And now so that you get this right. I like to put the ends together like this. So they're like this. And so I'm gonna do this end first because it's the complicated. It's not really complicated. And you want to put this soft side to the printed side of the ribbon. So the soft side of the Velcro goes against, like right sides together against the printed side of the ribbon. And you're going to sew right across the top. Now here I am going to backstitch. My mom's fabulous Bernino 830. Okay. There we go. Okay, and now what we're gonna do is flip this to the other side. Okay, so now we want to take this and turn it so that the soft side is on the other side. So the soft side is up this time, and we're gonna stitch all the way around. And I'm gonna top stitch across this edge just to make it strong. So all the way around the edges in a square. We're gonna do that. We're not gonna do that, I'm gonna do that. When you get to the corners, just pivot. Like I said, when you come up to the top where you've got that little bit of ribbon where you've turned it, go ahead and top stitch right over the ribbon. Okay, and then down the other side. And backstitch. And there's that side done. And that's all that that side needs. So we've got one side that looks like this. It's stitched in a square and the soft side is up. So we do that because now we want to attach it to the other side where the clip is. And we want to be able to do this. So it attaches here and then the pacifier will connect down here. So now I basted that down. Now I'm going to take the other side of the Velcro, the loop side up, and I'm just going to put it right like that. Cover up that basting line, and then I'm going to do the same thing. Stitch around all the edges in a square. I'll do that now. And you want to get within about 1/4 of an inch of the clip. And that is it. That is a pacifier leash. So now all we need is a pacifier, and so this pacifier has a little ring on it, but Wesley has some that are they have like the side is open. So either way it'll work. Just find an opening, and then you thread the leash or the tether, whatever you want to call it, through, and then you just Velcro it together. And then you hook this onto the baby, and that pacifier is always going to be there. Cool, huh? And that is how you make a pacifier leash, and the kind of thing you can do on Christmas Eve.
So that's all the sewing. But there has been sewing. I can't believe I can sit here and tell you that I was sewing this morning. Who knew? So on to life. Like I say, I've been traveling. It is, like I say, a 2-day trip. You got to drive about 9 or 10 hours, spend the night, and then the second day we're on up. And we were the last to arrive. All the rest of the family had been here. And we got here, thankfully, on Thursday, because on Friday, it snowed. I think they said 3 inches, and there are places where you can see the grass, but the wind has been blowing, so it looks like, it's been drifting. So we had snow, and then on Friday, which was yesterday, let's see, the high was -3, I think, like 3 below 0 Fahrenheit. And it had gotten down too much lower than that, like 25 below, I think, that night, or maybe not quite that low. I don't know. It was cold. So yesterday I stayed in the house, did the things in the house that I needed to do, and avoided the cold. But today, when I was driving, my car said it was 8 degrees, and my phone told me that it was 6 degrees, with a wind chill of it says only 9 below, but boy, it feels colder than that. I don't know. I kind of think it all kind of goes together. I am a total weather nerd. I just love looking at the weather, seeing what the weather's like, seeing, you know, all the things about the weather. So it's cold. It's been cold, and it's supposed to get less cold. And I know, I mean, I say, man, it's so cold. And it is, but we didn't get nearly what you got in Canada, up in the northern part of the United States. This cold front, looking at it on the radar, it looked like a wall. It was almost like, it was like a sci-fi event. It just looked like this wall that was coming across of blue. So yeah, we made it through that, and it's been fun to be with family. I shipped all the gifts here instead of trying to cram them into the car. And so I wrapped all day yesterday, wrapped gifts, and that's all done. Normally I leave that until Christmas Eve. We normally go see more family at Christmas Eve, but it's just too cold, and we're a little wary of the road situation because it's too cold for the salt trucks to go around, dump salt, and melt the ice and snow. It's just too cold. It won't work. So anyway, it's cold, and I'm thoroughly enjoying being with family and, you know, all the things that go along with that. So I've got to get my groceries inside and get cooking. I will try and tag a little clip onto here, opening an advent calendar that I found for clearance when I was in the grocery store. You know, now I have, what, 4? That's okay. It's fine. I have yet another advent calendar. I found this one today at the grocery store. So this is just a 12-day. So I'm going to go with day 2 because tomorrow is day 1 if you count down. And then later on, I'll probably eat all the rest of them, or I'll give them to the family. Put them out on the counter that has all the candies on it. Okay, day 2, what is it? Let's see. It is real chocolate. It's a truffle. And this one is hazelnut. Oh, yum. This is yummy. So I want to wish you a very Merry Christmas. And I think I'm going to leave you with that, other than to say, our Savior is born. Tomorrow is the day we celebrate the birth, and the angels having come in the night to sing that heavenly music. And sometime later, there were 3 wise men. We call them kings, but there's no evidence that they were kings. They were just really smart guys. And they checked in with the king, who was very jealous. And they said, where's this newborn king? And they asked around, I think, and found a baby in the manger. But Herod was very jealous. And instead of going back to check in with him, which he had asked them to do so that he could come worship the baby, they left by another way. They went home by another way. And there's a song by James Taylor that I absolutely adore called Home by Another Way. And he has this take on the 3 wise men. And so I'm going to link that down below. And I'm also going to link a song, a medley done by Stephen Curtis Chapman that I mentioned the other day, where it's Away in a Manger, Silent Night, and Oh Holy Night. And it is really the only rendition of Oh Holy Night that I love. It's like the top of my list. That is not my favorite carol, which brings me to the final song that I want to recommend, and that is Bring a Torch, Jeanette Isabella. It's a French carol, but I remember it being done, it's just orchestra only. There are no vocals. And It's amazing. It's a beautiful song and it's done so well. So I'll link all of those down below because they're my favorite songs and they are worth a listen. I appreciate and love you all. Thank you so much for being here and being people that I am grateful for. Okay, Merry Christmas. Our King has come.